Hey guys, we're here from Windows Edge, and today we're going to be giving you guys an app review on the new game, Real Soccer, for your Windows Phone device. So we're going to kind of jump right in here. Real Soccer is Gameloft's soccer series that they've had running for a long time, and lately the game has been running off of the freemium system that Gameloft tends to use, and that essentially just means that the game off the bat may be free, but in order to progress quickly through the game and really at your own choice of pace, you will have to make some in-app purchases. I mean, if you want to just kind of play a little bit here and there and cruise through and play some soccer, I mean, it's not going to cost you anything, and that's one of the great things about these games is it allows us casual gamers just to kind of play a little bit without actually having to pay in, and the people who play a lot will pay for the in-app purchases and get a little bit more out of the game. So this is the main layout of the screen for Real Soccer 13, and so we're just going to kind of give you guys a lowdown of some of this stuff. As you can see, a lot of my stuff is currently upgrading, which, I mean, essentially these, as you can see, I can skip for the premium cache here, which, I mean, just what I was telling you guys about the skipping for a lot quicker, but I mean, some of the baseline upgrades for these are done in the in-game currency, which is the coins here, and those are just like the basic currency you get just for playing games, and then these are the premium currency, which you do get for leveling up, but obviously not at the pace that you would need to spend them at. And so these are like my HQ, where I can choose some of my sponsors for my team and get myself extra coins as we're going. My stadium, which also generates extra coins, but it has already been upgraded. And you can see, I mean, like what some of these places are: a club shop. Let me see. I've shown you the stadium. There's a little bit nice about customization with some of these things here, and obviously this game is not necessarily with licensed rosters, and so the rosters you see are not going to be those of real teams, but I mean, it gives you the opportunity to build your own team from the ground up, and I mean, make them to be the best on the game. As here's your experience bar. As you go, you gain experience and your team levels up. Over here we have your mailbox, where any kind of notifications to you that, like, so-and-so player has finished training, a player has finished recovering from an injury, etc. And here you actually have your transfers for the day. And you do get one free transfer from over here per day, and then obviously you can, when you start the game, you do get one from over here on the gold side, but obviously I already got that when I started the game. And you do get one over here. I just used that one recently too to replace a player who got injured and is recovering right now. So as you can see, you do get one free of those ones per day, but I mean, once again, about the progressing at your own pace, or I mean, you're paying to go all in. Since this is an Xbox Live game, you do have your achievements here, as you guys can see. Obviously, you also have your leaderboards, but there's no reason for me to show you that. So we're going to kind of jump in. I'll show you guys a little bit of a half in terms of gameplay, because really that's what you guys care about. You can choose your layout for your team, formation. And you can also go in here, and this is where you edit your team. You can do training for each player. As you can see, I do actually have a player training right now. He's sitting on the bench right now, though. And then I have another player down here who's healing from an injury. And this is where essentially you manage all of those things. And then just to continue on towards your game, you push your whistle. Shows you where you are in your schedule currently. I'm not super great at the game. You guys are going to have to keep that in mind as you're watching. But I'm trying just to be able to show you guys all these little things going in to the game. And start. It takes long enough to get started into a game. Ultimately, I mean, we're fairly impressed with this game. I mean, I actually did play a lot of the Real Soccer games back in the day when I had my iPod Touch. But I mean, it is nice to see slightly updated rosters, and even if they aren't real, I mean, it is still interesting, because I mean, I don't follow a ton of soccer internationally, so this is just interesting. You can see some of these presentation elements, and I'll show you guys a little bit of gameplay. As you can see, most of the players you get on your initial team here are almost all 1-stars. I started with 1 2-star, and then I got this 5-star from that initial transfer thing. So I mean, you're definitely starting from the ground up in terms of ability. You got your little on-screen buttons here with sprint, press, and tackle, and those do change whether you're on offense or defense. The press button essentially just kind of chases after him. It does prove to be very useful. And then here on offense, you have your pass, shoot, and sprint buttons. And like I did kind of forewarn you guys on. As this is going, I can kind of give you guys a little bit of a few thoughts on the game. I mean, as you can see, I mean the game does run pretty well with no real frame rate hiccups or anything. I mean, and that is the general experience. I mean, I've been having with it since I got it earlier today. Like I was saying, the game itself off the bat is free, and so we would recommend you guys check it out if you have the available space on your devices. I mean, it is a very hefty download, but I mean it is a fun experience. I mean, it gives you a little bit more of those premium games on your Windows phone just to kind of enjoy and play with. I mean, obviously it'll hold you over until the later Gameloft releases come out. And there's also the Spider-Man game that has recently come out. I mean, we would encourage you guys to check this out. And as you can see, I mean, it is a fun game. I mean, you're probably better than I am. I suck. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a taste of what the gameplay looked like. And so, with that said, I'm just kind of back out of this. And we hope you guys will check this out and keep an eye out for more content coming from us in the future here at Windows Edge. Thanks, guys.